Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's awesome to have you all online with us. We're going to get started in just a moment as everybody joins us live. There's a chat over here on your right-hand side. Feel free to say hello, where you're tuning in from, and we're going to get started in a moment here. Hey, Frank. Welcome. Hey, Bobby. Nice to see you guys.
Hey, guys.
It's going to be absolutely mind-blowing, the information we're going to be revealing to you this evening. So you want to make sure to get rid of all distractions, turn off your phone, close Facebook down, get rid of the kids. If you have kids, you need about 60 to 90 minutes of undivided attention. Grab a pen and paper, take some notes, and we're going to give you an opportunity to ask your questions as well towards the end. So feel free to chat it up in the chat with everybody, but we'll get to your questions before the end of the presentation. All right, so we'll wait another 30 seconds as people pile on, and then we'll get right into it and rock and roll. New Mexico, that's awesome, Frank. Welcome.
Hey, awesome.
Love seeing people from all over the world. Technology is so amazing. It connects us all, and we can just be at home or at the beach or wherever we want to be. And that's going to be something we're sharing with you tonight. So I'll introduce everything and we'll get right into it. The biggest thing I want you to understand is this is very different than anything you've ever seen before. Here's why. Basically, we have the perfect product. We have a real life leadership team that is going to absolutely take you to where you want to go. We have a paid plan that pays us to help you make more money, which is just amazing. And the more you make, the more we make. So this is really all about you and helping you get to where you want to go and live your dreams, live your goals. And we're going to share with you how that's possible this evening. This is better than good. This is unlike anything that you've ever seen online, any other opportunity out there. It's unique. It's one of a kind. And we're really excited about sharing this with you because up until now, we've been keeping this, pretty private, right? So this has never been shared publicly before by someone like yourself who can just take advantage of this because the timing really is once in a lifetime. It's perfect right now. And if you are somebody that wants to earn 6 or 7 figures, traveling, doing it, whatever you want to do, and not having that restraint to being in one place, in one city, in an office, and you want to make a difference in people's lives, you want to be able to impact people in a way where they're forever grateful to you, then you're definitely in the right place. And as you continue to pay attention to this entire presentation all the way to the end, you're going to learn things that might seem simple. It might seem as if you already knew, but for a moment, I want you to take everything that you're thinking right now and put it to the side. And at the end of the presentation, you can go and grab that and put it back in if you choose. But for the next 60 to 90 minutes, have an open mind. Don't jump to conclusions. Don't think you know what this is before we tell you what it truly is, okay? Because I was in your shoes not long ago. I'll share a little bit about myself. My name is Balaj W. Cardos. I'm the founder of the Global Prosperity Movement. And my entire life, I had big dreams ever since I was little. I always knew one day I would be successful. I always knew one day I would have a lot of money and live the lifestyle that I wanted. But up until age 25, my life was very challenging. I always took one step forward, 10 steps back. My family didn't have much money growing up. Every one of our paychecks was always spent before it even came. And, times were challenging when it came to money. However, when things started to, when I got into high school, I realized I wasn't the type of person that wanted to go to college or university. That wasn't for me. So I was like, okay, well, that's not really my thing. What else can I do? And my family always grew up in physical labor. So they were hardworking. I always thought hard work was the answer because that's all I knew. And the truth is that we were struggling financially, even though my parents were the hardest working people that I've ever met. So there was a disconnect there. So I knew that school wasn't for me. I thought hard work was the answer, so I worked hard too. And then in high school, right in my graduating year in 2003, I was all excited about the opportunity to work at the sawmill, making 40, 50 bucks an hour, you know, what these guys were making there, but they're much older than me. And I got into an accident actually where I cut off the tip of my index finger in this pretty crazy accident with a big sawmill, a chainsaw, hand operated chop saw, sorry. Basically, I just hate saws, so I can't even say it properly. So that happened to me. It devastated me. I got depressed. And now that was off the table because I swore to myself I would never work physical labor jobs with power tools and risking my life, my physical body, and putting that on the line every single day. So what was left? I wasn't sure. So here I am. I'm 20. Not even 20 at the time. I'm like 18 years old. I knew I didn't want to go to college, university. It wasn't for me. And I got into this accident where I swore that I wouldn't do anything physical. Okay, so now I'm pretty lost. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with myself. And somehow I stumbled into the service industry. So I started being a server and a bartender. And I actually really enjoyed it. It was awesome. I got to meet people, make a friend, you know, make people happy on their special occasions, on their birthdays and anniversaries and things like that. But I quickly realized that that lifestyle wasn't really going to get me to where I wanted to go. So a few years later, I got into sales. And my whole life, I always thought sales was bad. You know, salespeople take advantage of you. They sell you stuff you don't need. And it's a win-lose situation. The salesman wins and the customer loses. That's what I thought because society brainwashed me. My parents had those beliefs too. And that's just kind of what I was conditioned to believe. But when I got into sales, I quickly realized that there was good salespeople and there was bad salespeople. There's good cops and bad cops. There's good people, there's bad people. There's always an equal opposite in every industry, in every profession. So it shifted my mindset and I quickly realized, wait a minute, I could be a good person. I can do the right thing. I can be honest and have integrity and really make a difference in someone's life. And I got really good. I got awesome at sales. I really enjoyed it. I was doing that for a few years. And at that point in my life, all I wanted was money. I was like, if I can earn a lot of money, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be set for life. And don't get me wrong, money is important. And if you don't have enough money to pay the bills or to get the things that you want, then you know that it's important because it's all you can think about. Credit people are calling you and everyone seems to always want the money that you don't even have. So I've been there and I was there most of my life. So I was on this pursuit to earn money, so I wouldn't be there anymore. And all of a sudden I started earning a nice income, $1,000 a week, $2,000 a week, $5,000 a week. And my biggest month that I had back then was just under $9,000 in a single week. And I know that seems like a crazy amount of money to some people, and it did for me too. And I was like, oh my gosh, I made it. You know, I'm set, I'm rich, and all these types of thoughts went through my mind. But the reality was I had no time. I had money in my bank and I was like really excited that I was making, you know, progress in my life financially, but I couldn't enjoy it. I wasn't able to actually take my money and do anything with it. So I remember the line in the sand moment I had was when I asked my boss. I had one person who was above me in this particular business or company I was working for. I asked him to take some time off. And I was planning this really extravagant romantic trip for my girlfriend and I at the time. And I was like so excited. I was going to take her on these excursions. We're going to go for dinner and it was going to be so romantic, etc. This is at the beginning of our relationship. So I was like super excited, right? And I had all the money in the world. I could have paid for the trip 20 times over, right? The money wasn't even the issue. But when I asked for the time off, he looked me dead in the eyes and he said, what does this look like? Christmas holidays? And at that moment, I knew that I was kind of screwed because the money would never allow me to do the things I wanted to do because I still had to ask for permission. So I went on this search. I went on this quest. And the information that we're going to be revealing with you tonight, as you stick to the end of this presentation and keep listening closely, is the information that allowed me and so many other people inside of our team to free themselves from the shackles of a job, a 9-to-5 job, working at an office or in a labor position, or having a small business or being self-employed, but really you think that you own that and really it truly just owns you and it owns all of your time. So I went on this search, I went on this pursuit, and I tried many things. I failed, but really I don't really think of it as failure. I was just basically finding all the things that weren't right for me before I found the thing that was right for me. And some of you listening to this tonight may be thinking that, maybe you've been buying products online or downloading things or paying for courses or going to seminars, and you've kind of felt like you've gone through this before, and I totally understand how you feel. And I felt the same way for a long, long time. And I was like, is this all a big joke? Like, is it really actually real? For someone like me who comes from such humble beginnings to have this opportunity to be able to live that life, because I was starting to get like pretty hopeless, like it wasn't even available to me. But I kept searching, I kept searching, I kept searching. And then this technology and this company that we're going to be sharing with you tonight, it fell into my lap and it changed everything. Back in 2007, my father was diagnosed with prostate cancer in the early 2000s, and he battled it for 7 years. And, unfortunately, he lost his battle right before we found out about this technology. And as you're going to learn later on this evening, it has the power to truly change someone's health. And we have an incredible health and wellness coach on with us tonight. His name's Schuyler. Schuyler. You're Schuyler. You're Schuyler tonight, bro. Shane Tyler Victor Carling, who's going to be talking a little bit about, health tonight and really educating you. So worst case scenario, at the end of this presentation, you're going to really feel like you got a lot of value. You're going to feel like you learned something about your health. You're going to feel like you learned something about your life. You're going to feel like you learned something about how to have the income and the lifestyle that you've been looking for, right? That's worst case scenario. And best case scenario, you're going to be like me, Shane, and many other people where you're like, thank you, I finally found what I've been searching for. And hopefully that happens for you this evening, okay? So before we jump into the good times, I just want to touch on a couple of points. And I want you to think about this for a second. With your current career, right? You might do something that you love, right? You might be super passionate about your job and you would do it for free and you just love it that much, right? And some people like that are out there. You might be one of them tonight. But from my experience, majority of people are not like that. They're literally in this mindset of I have to go to work. I have to be up early, wake up early in the morning, right? It's this I have to life. And if you ask yourself right now, what are all the things that you want to do as opposed to all the things you have to do, the list might be very different. And what we're trying to show you, what we are going to show you, is how you can turn your have tos into I want tos, because you no longer have to do things other people tell you have to do, right? So imagine with me for a second, there was a way for you to earn lifetime income without any sort of, catch. There's no fine print. There's none of that stuff. There's an opportunity for you to earn and build a business where it's going to pay you a minimum amount of money every single month for the rest of your life. And you're able to accomplish this goal in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, depending on how much work you put in. Do you have that available to you right now in your current job, in your current career? Because I don't know of anyone else besides the people that are locked arms with us in this project that have that available to them. The other thing I want you to think about too is from a business standpoint, what if you had a product that every single human being needed and the majority of the population in the world doesn't yet know about it? How cool would that be if you found out about it today, right place, right time, and got involved, right? And the last thing that I want you to think about as well is that what if you could build a business that no matter what happened, there was no attrition, there was no rebuilding, there was no requalifying, there's none of those things. It was a one-time build. It was a one-time project. Whether you build it slow, you build it fast, whatever your goals are, that's totally cool. We can accommodate everybody. But just think about it for a second that if you got started today, however old you are, young or old, and you knew for sure that if you just stuck with it consistently over time, that every single day, every single bit of your effort would never be taken away from you. It would always count. It would always matter. And that's why we're excited, because this allows us to help anyone and everyone with the desire to change their life. And we're able to help the newest person with no experience in sales, no experience in marketing, and help them have success at their own pace. And that's why we're really excited. So if that sounds like something you want to learn more about, if that sounds like something you've been searching for, then definitely stick around to the end of this presentation, because it's going to be revealed to you tonight, and we're so excited. So with that being said, I'm going to pass it over to Shane Tyler Victor Carling, a dear friend of mine, a business partner, a mentor. He's like the ultimate guy that you look for in your life to really help you from where you are to ultimately where you want to go. He's helped hundreds and almost thousands of people, I think right around the thousands of people mark, and he's really made a difference in a lot of people's lives. And Shane's background, he's going to share his story with you right now, but his background, he's basically mastered the human body when it comes to health and wellness. And he's been able to help people that are sick become healthy again through natural remedies. And I want you to pay close attention, because one of the things that he shared with me was about the three bubbles, the three phases that everyone goes through. And if you're aware of this, you can dramatically decrease the chances of you getting chronic illnesses and diseases. So I'm excited for you guys. Pay close attention to what Shane has to say. And then right after, we're going to show you a really cool video that we made that's going to reveal to you this incredible technology and product. So I'll pass it over to you, brother.
Awesome, Balaj, and thanks a lot. I really appreciate you having me on here. And the sound's good here. Everything's good. We're good. We're clear. Great. So let me get started here, guys. I just want to, tell you how happy I am that you're actually here attending this, and that I hope you find some value in the stuff that I'm going to share with you. So I'll just tell you a little bit about myself. You know, growing up, I was a skinny kid. I had lots of zits and acne, and because of that, kids really didn't like me. I was kind of ostracized. And so I started working out, and I think my dad said I was 11 or 12. I started working out, curling the 10-pound weights he had in the basement. Anyways, over the years, I got bigger and bigger and bigger, and health and fitness was just always a thing. It was a lifestyle I loved. The gym, I was all about the fitness. And, unfortunately for me, I had a severe injury in my right shoulder, and it got dislocated. The ligaments got ripped off the bone back in 2005. And I had to wait 1 year and 3 months to have a surgery to kind of put it back together. I had literally had to kind of hold my shoulder in socket like this, otherwise it would just fall out. It really sucked. The pain was excruciating on a daily basis. And, I don't need to get into a sob story, because it was actually one of the best things that had ever happened to me, because it made me have to rethink about health in a completely different way, because the things that I was doing weren't working for me anymore. I was a sort of, a chicken and broccoli and, that kind of diet, but I had inflammation. I had the surgery, and in 2005, that was great. But the doctor said, Shane, it looks like a dog chewed your shoulder, not a doctor. He had to put it back together. But the dogs, apparently, they chewed my shoulder, because I was still working out. The thing was falling out of socket several times a day for over 1 year before I had my surgery. And he said it was a mess. And, as a young guy, this was back, like I said, 2005, so 11 years ago. And he said, I'm probably going to have surgery to deal with the arthritis down the road. Well, as, a couple of years went on, I really started to physically feel what he was talking about. Every day started to become just another day dealing with pain, and meanwhile, on the side, as far as it goes with my family, I was pretty much the only person who actually seemed to care about their health. I don't know about you guys, but, I hated seeing my grandma. She's an amazing, beautiful person. I consider her one of my best friends. And she's sharp as a tack, but she's got osteoporosis and degenerative, everything. She's literally shrunk like 6 inches. And for the last 25 years, every day has just been dealing with pain. And then I look at my dad, who was going through some health issues, and my mom was going through health issues. My sister has severe health issues. And I was the only person who actually seemed to be health conscious. And it drove me nuts, because I just imagined, what happens if I lose someone in my family? We're really close. and they mean the world to me, just like I'm sure your families mean the world to you. And so when I started to deal with this pain, I was forced to take a different approach, because I was a young guy, and this level of arthritis by 2010, it was absolutely insane. It was driving me nuts. And I mean, if anybody's ever dealt with chronic pain, trust me, I understand it, and I've been down there. The good news is I was very, very blessed. I got to meet a guy who was an elite health coach, nutritionist, naturopath, and this guy knew the instruction manual for the human body. He was training celebrities. He was training athletes. He was training people, and I saw this guy's results. And for me, I'm the kind of guy, results speak. I don't listen to people who don't have results about how to get the results I want. You know, to me, that doesn't make any sense. I would never ask someone who's broke how to make money, and I sure ain't gonna ask someone who isn't jacked and in super amazing shape how to get jacked and into super amazing shape. And when I met this guy, he had those results. He literally at 42 years old could squat 1,000 pounds, and I was floored. I mean, he had an energy I wanted. What was this guy doing differently? He stood out. You could feel energy coming out of his presence. And here I am trying to be healthy, but dealing with this crazy pain. And he says to me this, "I'll fix that for you." When he said that, I was having a hard time sleeping. I was drinking coffee just to get up in the morning. And I don't like having to do that. And he said he could fix me. So I was all in. I didn't even care at this point, because the doctor said, well, we'll give you a surgery or just take some painkillers. And nobody really talked to me about my diet. Well, this guy knew about the diet and all the different levels. And what I'm about to share with you guys, if you want to take some notes, obviously I can't give you the years of knowledge that I've attained since then. Okay, I can't. I apprenticed with this guy, and I learned lifetimes worth of knowledge. Okay, this guy had traveled the world, and he'd met other people who traveled the world to get the best of the best information. And I effectively downloaded the instruction manual for the human body. I was able to do an amazing 6-week transformation using the things that we're going to share a little bit with you, and this technology that we're going to be sharing with you. I did the most incredible, powerful, life-changing physical alteration of my body. It was so fast. People on Facebook were floored. I went from chubby and tired and feeling depleted and sick to just being jacked, and to be able to literally, have shredded six-pack. I'm not trying to brag, and I'm not saying you need to have that, but for me, the results spoke for themselves, that what I learned and what I was applying in my life was extremely powerful stuff. And guys, I want you to just understand something, okay? There's really a system to becoming healthy and to changing your life, because what Balazs was saying about the 3 sort of turning points in your life. Well, I'm going to share those with you right now. And, if you reflect and you look at your life and you look at the lives of other people, you'll see that there's 3 real major turning points, crisis points, whatever you want to say it, fork in the roads, where you've got to make a decision for the next turning point in your life. And here's the first one. Most people notice about the age of between 15 and 21. This is where a lot of people seem to gain a lot of weight. It's really that the body is having a natural response to too many toxins, too much sugar, too much acidity, and being too dehydrated in their lives. And so their bodies are just saying, hey, we're not happy with what you're putting into us. We're really not liking the pizza pops and the Pop-Tarts and the sugar and the soda pop and all that kind of stuff. And so we're going to react in a way that's actually defending ourselves. All right. So your body is basically either going to be telling you that at that point it can handle your lifestyle, or it can't. The next one, as we know when we get into our 30s, is basically this. All the food that we've been eating, the way we've been damaging our intestinal tract, it starts to wear out, and our intestines start to slow down and break down, and we have a harder time losing that belly or that paunch or those love handles around the 30s, because it's just your body's getting depleted. You're no longer giving yourself the resources, and our North American diet, there's just too many things that our bodies can't break down, so our body starts to break down. And now the third point, really what it gets down to, guys, is 55 to 65. This is a critical point in your life. Now, I watched my grandmother degenerate. I watched people in my family get so sick because they didn't know that the decisions that they'd made in the previous 20 years were going to affect the next 20 years. Right? They weren't thinking this way. They weren't thinking about what they needed to replace or replenish or put into their bodies. They weren't thinking about how to protect themselves from bone loss. They weren't thinking of, because they didn't have the knowledge. But guys, guess what? We have the knowledge now. It's available for everybody. You don't need to be a health coach. You don't need to hire a mentor or anything. The information is here. It's relevant. And what we're going to be sharing with you as we go through this is one of the most important aspects to answer these problems, to prevent health and to also reverse degenerative health, and also to benefit your health and the health and the lives of so many people. So obviously, you know, at around the 55 to 65, this is where a lot of prostate cancers, colon cancers, breast cancers, all that kind of stuff start coming, because there's so many toxins building up inside of the body, and it just doesn't have the ability to clean itself out anymore. And of course, now there's actually one last one where there's almost the point of no return, which is, you know, around your 80s. And it's really, really difficult at that point to go backwards if we've already, you know, gone down a degenerative path in our bodies, right? Now, there's people who are sprinting marathons at 105, and there's people who are, you know, in hospice houses at 75. And really, the majority of the reasons why is all of the choices that we make throughout our lives. And as we share some of this information that you're going to be seeing, you're going to understand something that's very, very powerful. We need to hydrate our bodies. We need to detoxify our bodies. We need to eat properly. We need to exercise regularly. We need to get enough adequate rest. And, you know, there's really three major things that people go through that we need to be aware of. Number one is chronic dehydration, chronic inflammation, and malnutrition. Okay, and in that we also can suffer from you know, acidosis inside of the body, which, you know, creates too much oxidation and rapid aging and breakdown of our cells. So, you know, that's some of the stuff that we're going to be talking about. So I'm going to bounce this back to Balazs, because this technology, like Balazs is going to share with you, this opportunity, it's been able to change my life in a huge way. I was introduced to this, and in 2 weeks, my arthritis in my shoulder was completely gone. I felt completely renewed. My brain was working 100%. I was feeling way more energy than I'd ever felt in my life. I was so on board. It was incredible, and it's changed my life. And as far as it goes with, you know, an opportunity, I ended up becoming a health coach after apprenticing with my coach. And I wanted to do the same thing, and I was able to help hundreds of people, literally. It was incredible. And I've been able to see lives transformed and changed. But the number one thing I try to explain to people is, listen, people would come to me because they would have to, they spent their whole lives trying to make money, and they'd sacrifice their health. And then they had to hire someone like me, and I was extremely expensive, okay? I don't just train people for free and give health advice and all that kind of stuff. Like, I'm giving you guys like not even half of 1% of anything. I'm just giving you guys a hint of some of the most important keys. But, you know, people would have to pay me to buy back their health. And unfortunately, their lifestyles were so wrapped around their necks that it was almost impossible to do so. And it took a lot of willpower. It took a lot of time. It took a lot of force. But guys, wouldn't it mean something to you if you didn't have to sacrifice your health? Wouldn't it be incredible if you didn't have to sacrifice your livelihood and your well-being in order to get the fortunes that you're seeking after? Because everybody wants to do well, or they want to do great, or they want to prosper. I get it. But don't sacrifice your health in order to get that. You can actually have this amazing marriage of health and wealth and community and mental stability as well, because so many times people stress themselves out in today's world that we're watching people just rise and fall so quickly. You know, and when I discovered this, and what Balazs is going to show you with an opportunity, wow, I never even knew that there was an opportunity behind this until I had my amazing friend here, Balazs, just enlighten me to this. And, you know, this is a guy that you guys really want to pay attention to, because he is being, I mean, if I could just say anything that, you know, I've, through following what Balazs has been coaching me to do, it's transformed my life in the most incredible way. You know, I loved working as a you know, health coach, but I was working 12 hours a day. Clients at 6 a.m., then 8, and then 10:30, and then 1 o'clock, and then 3 o'clock, and then 6 o'clock, or 5 o'clock, and then 7 o'clock. And I mean, I was a slave to my own devices, my own business. And I just didn't feel like I could effectively help as many people as I really wanted to help. But Blaj gave me some coaching, gave me some mentoring, and I've been able to create a lifestyle for myself where I work whenever I want to do. I have the freedom, the time, the financial freedom to go wherever I want, to travel the world. I just got back and from traveling the beaches in Mexico and just having the time of my life. And the last 2 years of my life have been so changed and so incredible. And also, not only have I had the time freedom, but I've been able to see so many other people. I'm talking hundreds of other people achieve the same thing. And what we're going to share with you guys is life-changing. So really stay tuned, guys, because this is absolutely mind-altering, life-changing, drastic stuff, guys. And I can't even talk enough about it because I'm a product of the product, right? The lifestyle that most people have been trying to fight so hard to get, I've been able to achieve that and live that. And it's just such a wish for me to be able to share that opportunity with you guys. So, Balazs, I'm going to bounce it back to you, man. And guys, listen, pay close attention. Honestly, this is information that you do not want to miss 1 second of, because if you really want to change your life, you're here for a reason, okay? You wouldn't just tune into a webinar if you didn't find something in your life that you wanted to change. If your life was so perfect, you wouldn't even be here. But no one's life is so perfect. Everybody wants to improve something. And what Balazs is going to tell you, I'm telling you right now, it truly does work. And you're like, it's just such an incredible thing that you're here and you get to see this. So Balazs, go ahead. I'm bouncing it back to you, man.
Thanks, bro. I always love when you get all passionate and excited about health and helping people, because that's really what this is all about. And as I shared my story with you earlier, I didn't really include some of the health challenges that I've gone through since I was little. I had stomach-related gastrointestinal issues since I was a kid. My mom was always searching for answers. We tried different diets and supplements and products and the whole 9 yards, and we couldn't figure out what was causing these issues. I would go and get tested for allergies, go to the hospital when I was in excruciating pain. They'd always tell me I was healthy, nothing was wrong with me, and send me home. And I wasn't a doctor. I hadn't gone to school. I wasn't a rocket genius or whatever. But the one thing I always did agree with was that if you don't feel good, something's wrong. You know what I mean? Like if you're in pain and the doctor tells you you're healthy, I'm going to disagree with the doctor because something's not right. And so we were on this journey and this quest. And I'm going to share a quick PowerPoint with you that's going to touch on this a little bit. And I know a lot of you are here to make money. I know a lot of you are here to have a different lifestyle, to quit your jobs, to be able to support yourself and your family from, just working from your phone, just working from a laptop and being able to do whatever you want. And we're going to get to that. I promise you we're going to get to that. And that's going to blow you away. But the reason we're spending a little bit of time right now, the reason why I invited Shane on here to share with you about the health is because our health is our wealth. It doesn't matter how rich you are. If you're the richest man in the graveyard, what's that going to do, right? How's that going to, leave your family if you don't even get to live a full life, right? So if we can accomplish both, if we can teach you and educate you on your health and you understanding why this is so big and how simple it truly is, then the money part of it will take care of itself, because all you're going to become is a messenger of this knowledge, a messenger of this information. And you don't have to sell it. You don't have to convince or persuade people about it. You just have to share it. And we have the tools, the systems, the training, the platforms like these webinars. We have a private community where you get training and mentorship and coaching. We have all of that included for you. So you don't have to figure this out for yourself, right? You're in business for yourself, but you don't have to do it by yourself. So we're touching on this first because this is number one. This is the most important. And then the money, the freedom, the contribution, the helping other people comes next. So let me jump into this real quick. I'm going to show you this PowerPoint. Shane, I need you to let me know if you can see my screen and everything's clear, and then I'll jump into it. Can you see that?
I'm seeing a split screen.
Yeah, because can you see this now?
Yeah, there you go.
my Mac's too big for me to just only share this, so I got to share my whole screen. Anyways, so let's quickly touch on this stuff and go really fast. So the problem, people are getting less healthy. Worldwide cancer, diabetes, heart disease, and other lifestyle-related illnesses are on the rise. People are overfed and undernourished, and that's the health side of it, right? But at the same time, there's another huge problem that is also happening all around us. 95% of the population is paycheck to paycheck, and they're struggling financially. They're in over their heads in debt, and they put on this face, they put on this mask that everything's okay, but behind closed doors, you know, they're in serious trouble, right? And we know that, right? Some of us are naive to believe that that's not the case, and everyone's got this smile, and everyone's on social media like, oh, everything's okay. But we know 9.5 out of 10 people are really, really in trouble, and we want to help everybody. We want to help you get out of that statistic. If you're there right now, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and we're going to show you how to do that tonight. Most people live to work rather than work to live. I want you to think about that for a moment. Is that what your life is like right now? Is everything revolve around work, and then you fit in the things that you actually enjoy around work? Doesn't have to be like that. We're not designed to be like that, right? Who invented the work for 5 days and have 2 days off, right? I think that's a scam. What about the work whenever you want and do whatever you want? That's a way better plan, right? So let's quickly talk about the health stuff first, then we'll jump right into the business side and how it all ties together and go from there. So the root causes of preventable illness are chronic dehydration, acidosis, inflammation, and malnutrition, like Shane mentioned. And there's books that you see right here that if you're curious to learn more, take a photo of this. Go pick up these books. They have nothing to do with the company that we're here to talk about tonight, but they are highly endorsing the product and the technology we're going to be sharing with you because it is world-class. It is the best of the best in the marketplace, and nothing else can touch it. So there's a reason why these doctors who wrote these books highly recommend it, because themselves and their patients have tested everything on the market and nothing has produced the results that this technology can produce. So let's talk about the first one. 90+% of people are chronically dehydrated. Your body is 73% water and the brain is 85% water. So if you're experiencing any of these symptoms, or you know other people experiencing these symptoms, a lot of that has to do with dehydration. Fatigue, migraines, clouded thoughts, muscle cramps, infrequent urination, and many more. Acidosis, the blood pH never strays from 7.365. It's a very good buffering capacity. So your organs are always protecting the blood, the pH of the blood. So when you have different issues in your body, organs are failing, all kinds of problems, a lot of that has to do with your blood, your body sacrificing itself to protect the blood, because if the blood pH drops, you die. So it's not a game, right? So symptoms include heartburn, acid reflux, skin problems, joint inflammation, and many more. How many people do you see when you're out in public with really serious, you know, acne on their face or their skin and stuff? A lot of that, this is why. This is where it comes from. Inflammation, body's attempt to self-protection becomes chronic if internal environment cannot flush it away. And chronic inflammation can eventually cause several diseases and conditions, including some cancers, rheumatoid arthritis, and atherosclerosis. So what is the solution to our hydration needs? Well, a lot of people, especially in Vancouver and a lot of places in North America, they've been lied to believe that our tap water is good enough. It's all good, right? Just go grab a Brita filter. And it's just clever marketing, right? I give Brita props because for probably 20 years, everyone owned that thing, right? And they made a lot of money. But unfortunately, they didn't make a lot of people healthy, and that's too bad. So now we're trying to give people the truth in terms of the right information. So tap water has rust, chlorine, pharmaceuticals, lye, and over 100 traces of other chemicals in it. The other scam that has been out there that I think is just horrible is for the last 20 years, we've been made to believe that bottled water was better for us than tap water. It's a better solution. But unfortunately, it's actually pretty bad. It's acidic, it's oxidizing, it strips our body of minerals, you know, leaches minerals from our bones. It's loaded with plastics. The picture that you see here, they take water from, you know, nature. They don't have to pay the government or pay anybody to take that water from Mother Earth. They bottle it, then they store it on these tarmacs fly it around the world. It gets baked in the hot sun. Then it gets put in a warehouse. Then months later or years later, it makes it to the grocery store. Then it bakes in the hot sun again. You know, it's just terrible. And then by the time we get it, it's dead. It's not actually adding any benefit to us at all. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to quickly touch on too that really pisses me off is that in the middle of the ocean, there's these ginormous piles of trash. They're like 300 feet deep in the ocean, and they're mostly consisting of plastic bottles, and most of the plastic bottles are actually from bottled water. So it's just a big mess. So regular water cannot solve our issues, you know, and what we're going to show you tonight is a solution. But before I get into the slides, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a quick video, and this video will demonstrate actually live what this product and this technology is capable of, and it'll reveal it to you there. And then when the video is over, it's just a few minutes long. When the video is over, I want you to stick around and pay close attention, because the information we're going to share with you after the video is not that much longer. We're almost done, but it's going to blow you away. So don't go anywhere. Hang tight. Check out this video and be ready. It's going to be amazing. Here we go.
Hi, my name is Shane Carlin with the Global Prosperity Movement. I want to thank you for watching this video. Now, I've been a health coach for many years, and the first and most important aspect for optimal health is proper hydration. I'm going to introduce you to the Kangen 8. This is a Nagic's flagship machine. It's a certified medical device in Japan, and this technology has been used in hospitals in Japan for over 40 years. I myself have seen many powerful stories about what this water can do. How the machine works is it runs your tap water through this double carbon antibacterial filter. It then runs that water past 8 titanium plates that are double dipped in platinum. These are the largest plates in the industry, the thickest plates in the industry, and there's the most amount of surface area out of any machine in the industry. Now, as the water is running past those plates, it's electrically charged, and this separates the molecule. Now the water is loaded with molecular hydrogen, which is one of the most powerful antioxidants, and it makes the water alkaline. I'm now going to demonstrate some of the unique properties about this water. Okay guys, so what I'm going to demonstrate now is the pH of the water. pH means potential hydrogen. I've got some pH drops here, and I've got a chart just so we can see what's going on. I've got different types of water. A lot of people drink Dasani. We're going to test the pH of that. Same thing as like Aquafina, reverse osmosis, distilled water, all that kind of stuff. And we've got some Sprite just representing the carbonated beverages that are out there. We've got some vitamin water. A lot of people think that this is healthy for you, but let's just take a look and see if it actually is. And we've got tap water. Take a look at that. And of course we've got Kangen 9.5. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a few drops into each of these. Now just to explain a little bit about the pH. Anything that's acidic is going to be oxidizing to the body. Anything that's alkaline is going to be more antioxidizing for the body. So let's just take a look. Dasani, put 3 drops into each. We'll do 4. Okay. It's not looking too good for those guys. And awesome. Okay, so I'm going to just give these a little stir. Take a look at Dasani, guys. Very acidic, also very oxidizing to the body. We've got some Sprite, even more acidic. Obviously it's carbonated beverages, so we know that's a lot of acids in there. We've got the vitamin water. Well, it's not looking too healthy to me. We've got some tap water. Now this is neutral, but don't think that that's a great thing. We know that they have to treat the tap water with chlorine and other chemicals, so it's mandated by the government that it has to be neutral, so it's actually chemically treated to get it to that. And we've got, star of the show, Kangen is 9.5, very, very powerful antioxidizing properties. Okay guys, so the next thing I'm going to show you is a chlorine test. Now we know that they have to put chlorine in the tap water because it kills the bacteria in the pipes. If they didn't add that, then the water from your tap would probably make you very sick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take tap water here, and I'm going to put it into a couple different cups. And I'm also going to take some peppers, and I'm going to put them in one of the cups because most people are washing their fruits and vegetables with tap water, and what that's actually doing is it's putting the chlorine into your fruits and vegetables because chlorine absorbs into organic tissue. Now I've got some Kangen water here just to show you that it removes all of the chlorine. Now I have a chlorine testing scale here, so when I put these chlorine testing drops in the water, the darker the water turns, the more chlorine there is in the water. So we want to see clear, we don't want to see anything over here, and let's just take a look at what happens here. So I'm going to let these soak for just a second more. I'm going to take these chlorine drops, I'm going to put it in the Kangen water. I'm going to add about 4 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put it in this tap water here that's been untouched. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to dump this water into this cup. And let's just take these chlorine drops and find out what happened. I'm going to add 5 drops. Okay, so we can see that there's no chlorine in the Kangen water. We can see that in the tap water that's been untouched, there's quite a bit of chlorine and it keeps getting darker. And in the water that had the peppers, there is no chlorine left. So I don't know about you guys, but I wouldn't want to put that in my body. And obviously removing chlorine is very important, especially when you're even showering in it. Just imagine all of that chlorine going into your skin, the damage it causes. And obviously this is a smarter choice. Kangen is the star of the show. Okay guys, so I'm going to demonstrate one of my favorite properties about this water is its ability to increase the speed of absorption. This water absorbs a lot quicker into the body because it's alkaline and it has electricity in it. So what I'm going to do to demonstrate this is I've got some Yamamoto green tea here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some tea. So I'm going to put my tea bag into here, and I'm going to take regular tap water that most people, and this is cold obviously, make their tea with. And of course you know you have to boil water to get tea out of it. I'm just going to demonstrate here. Now you can see not a whole lot is going on. I'm dipping my tea bag and nothing is happening to the water. Okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this into this next cup here, and I've got Kangen 9.5. And you can see I've got instant tea out of this, which is quite a big difference. I'm going to do, just so you can see that again, I'm going to take more. Another cup of tea. I'm going to do another cup. And just to show you that this isn't a science trick, I'm going to take the tap water again, and we're going to see if we can get more tea out of my tea bag here with the tap water. Big difference. As you can see, not a whole lot going on with the tap water. And let's just get a couple more cups of tea out of the 9.5 here. That's amazing. Guys, you can get about 20 cups of tea out of one tea bag. Now, for me, that just shows a lot of, a massive difference in this water. Obviously, the speed of absorption is quite different. So you can imagine, since it's taking so much more out of the tea bag, what it's going to do for your nutrition, supplements, all that kind of stuff. When you're eating your food, you're actually going to be able to absorb more nutrition, and that's absolutely crucial for optimal health. Now I'm going to show you a very powerful property of the water. This machine makes 2 different types of strong Kangen water. One is strong acidic water. It's actually pH 2.5. and it's hypochlorite acid. And what that does is it's a sterilant. It's why they use this water in hospitals, because it can disinfect things. It kills bacteria within 30 seconds. The other water it produces is strong alkaline water. It's 11.5. It's 50,000 times more alkaline than 7, and what it'll do is actually emulsify oil on contact. So what that's going to do is it will remove the oil-based pesticides and herbicides from your produce. They have to put that stuff on the food so that it can, obviously not get attacked by bugs, but at the same time, they can't wash it off, and that's very damaging to your health. So I'm going to put a few tomatoes in one of these cups here, and in this one. Now, most people, most restaurants, they're always washing their fruits and vegetables with tap water. Well, let's just see what happens when we wash our fruits with tap water. Okay. And I've got some of the 11.5 strong Kangen water right here. I'll put that in here. We'll see what comes off. Okay. Now, while that's soaking, I'm going to demonstrate what's happening here. This is some sesame oil, and just to show you how this water can actually emulsify oil. We know that water and oil don't mix, obviously. So I'm going to take some tap water, and I'm going to just put it in this cup here. And obviously, it didn't mix. But let's just see what happens when we take the 11.5 strong Kangen water and put it in here. Look at that, guys. Instantly emulsified the oil. So let's just see how that can benefit our health by cleaning our fruits and vegetables. I've got 2 other cups here. I'm going to dump these tomatoes that were washed in tap water, this water into this cup here, and see if it washed anything off. It didn't. Okay, let's take the tomatoes that were washed in the 11.5. You can see look at all those. That's pesticides, that's herbicides, that's oil-based toxins that would have been going into your body. Tell me, guys, what tomato do you think you'd rather eat? I'm going to talk about the GPM trifecta. This is Enagic's top 3 products. We have the K8, which we already know about, and then the second product is the Anespa. So everybody has to shower or bathe. Obviously, they have to put chlorine in the water, and that chlorine damages our skin and hair, and it dries it out. So what the Anespa does is it takes your shower water, and it runs it past the filter that, of course, removes all the chlorine and chemicals and all the heavy metals. But then what it does is it runs that water past very powerful magnets that will break apart the clusters of molecules, basically increase the surface area of the water. It takes that water and it blasts it through a core of minerals that perfectly balance the pH for your skin and hair. Those minerals also moisturize, nourish, rejuvenate, and replenish your skin and hair. It's amazing because when you shower in this, you actually come out and it feels like you're very conditioned, your skin is hydrated, and your hair is silky smooth. It's an amazing product. The other product we have is called Ukon. That's Japanese for turmeric. Now, of course, turmeric is one of the most powerful anti-inflammatories. Go ahead, look it up, research it. A lot of you are probably already consuming that. It's used in a lot of spice recipes, a lot of curry dishes. And turmeric, what it does is it shuts inflammation down in the body through over 30 different pathways that we know of. So this being such a powerful product, what Enagic has done was they grew it organically, and they used 2 different types of turmeric. They used the spring turmeric and they used the fall turmeric. And these 2 strains have been cultivated in Japan for potency for over 600 years. They take this organic turmeric and they wash it and sterilize it using the strong Kangen waters. And this helps the properties of the turmeric maintain at 100% potency. It is then formulated with other ingredients that increase the bioavailability and the absorption to up to 90%. So the difference is with other turmeric products is that we don't know how they're grown, we don't know where they're cultivated, we don't know what strains they used, and we don't know how it was processed. So there could be a lot of oxidation happening to the medicinal properties and the therapeutic properties of the turmeric, and of course, it's not the most bioavailable. So if you're only getting 50% absorption with 30 or 40% potency, that's not good enough, guys. Enagic's is the best. We've got 100% potency and up to 90% absorption. It's an outstanding product. A little bit goes a long way with this product. So it's an outstanding product. Again, the GPM trifecta is using all of these. And you got to drink this with Kangen water because, by the way, if you drink the turmeric with alkaline water, it's been shown that it actually still increases the absorption rate of the water. And of course, remember the tea bag test with the water. Imagine that happening now with your supplementation. In the next video, you're going to be introduced to Balazs W. Cardos, who's the leader and founder of the Global Prosperity Movement. He's also a lifestyle entrepreneur. Balazs had humble beginnings, and he's achieved massive success through the secrets of success that will be revealed to you. They were taught to him by his mentors and coaches, and what he's going to share with you in the next video is going to change the game for you. It's changed my life tremendously over the last couple of years.
All right, we're back. So, you know, I get excited. I've had my machine for almost 8 years now, and I get excited every single time I watch that information. Shane just does such a good job in simplifying it, condensing it into, you know, I think it was 10 minutes, 10, 12 minutes. And what I want to know is everybody who's joining us right now live, just go in the chat real quick and share with us, what was your favorite part? What was the one thing that you didn't know, one thing that you learned that blew you away? And let me know in the chat, you know, does this make sense? From a health standpoint, you know, our bodies are made of water. This happens to be the very best water we can consume. and mix with anything else that we're eating, drinking, etc. So what was it that you know, kind of defied your beliefs about water? And let me know. So go in the chat right now for a quick moment, what you enjoyed, what you learned. Frank's so excited, he's just like smashing his hand on the keyboard, and all kinds of stuff is popping in the chat. He's just so fired up. I'm just kidding around, Frank. I'm just bugging you, man. I just couldn't understand or read what you're saying. Yeah, so Amy, I'm not sure, you're asking, press on the play button to start the video. Yeah, if anybody wasn't able to watch it, then we'll get back around to that. And the person that invited you here tonight, we can send you, you know, the video. You can watch it. So there goes Frank again. He's just fired up. Titanium plates dipped in platinum. Yeah, so the reason for that, I'll let Shane answer that question regarding why Enagic chooses that. And then I have a few more slides to show you in the PowerPoint. So Shane, you want to jump over here and just quickly talk about why they use the titanium plates dipped in platinum?
Yeah, it's just so that you can send enough electric charge into the water to create separation of the molecules. You know, there's a serious distinction between what this product has over anything else in the market. We create alkalized water, which means it's electrically raised pH. When you're seeing the pH at a 9.5 level, it's based on the amount of electricity in the water. It's not, they're not adding minerals to the water. You know, inferior products will add minerals to the water. They kind of got to cheat the scale, but adding minerals to the water is not the same thing or the same effect in the body as adding pure electricity. So they need enough surface area and enough electric charge in order to literally rip that water apart and just blast it with electrons so that it can actually carry a charge. It holds a charge for 48 hours, so about 2 days. After that, the charge will start to dissipate because water is not a battery. It can't hold a charge. But that's what gives the water its therapeutic and medicinal properties. And that's why it's so potent, because nothing else in the world has plates that thick, that large, with that quality of metal, and that much surface area and that much electricity. And that's, again, that's why it's producing this you know, hydrogen, electron-rich water that nothing else can even compare to.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. Thanks for answering that. And Frank, you know, it cut off a little bit. Yes, I'm gonna show you a quick PowerPoint, continue where we left off, and it'll touch a little bit more on the products because I know it did go kind of fast. So let me know, Shane, if you can see my PowerPoint. Just 1 second here. Can you see that now?
You betcha.
Awesome, thanks. So guys, like Shane was saying, this is not alkaline water. One of the things we run into all the time is people are like, oh, it's just alkaline water. I can put baking soda and dog biscuits and this, that, and other thing into my water and do the exact same thing. And I you know, I respect where people are coming from, but it's not the same thing. So when you're doing your research, don't Google it. Googling it is not going to find the correct truth and the knowledge. But if you want to search a place like PubMed, for example, where they do have scientific research, then if you put hydrogen-rich electrolyzed reduced water in there, you're going to find over 100 studies that you most likely won't understand unless you're a scientist or a doctor. But regardless, it's there and it works. I just can't read most of the stuff. Personally, I like to keep it simple. But anyway, you can go there, you can check it out. So let's quickly talk about where the water came from. So, you know, sometimes people say, well, how did we come up with this, right? Well, all we actually did, all the scientists that created this product actually did was mimic Mother Nature. Mother Nature is perfect, and the water that this machine produces is the exact same type of water that comes from these very special places and remote locations around the planet. Here's a few of the places that you can search on your own time. And it talks about this miracle water. The local people that have lived in these regions have lived to be abnormally long lives with very little health challenges. They have a lot of energy. You know, like Shane said, you could be 105 and still running marathons as if you're 30 or 40. And that isn't the case in a lot of places around the world, especially not in North America. So the scientists went there in the 1940s and 50s. They researched what's different about these people. What are they drinking? What are they eating? What's their climate like? What's the altitude that they live at? What's the air like that they breathe? And they literally tried to research everything. And the one thing that they noticed was all the local people were talking about this miracle water, this fountain of youth. Something that was in this water was making them healthy or producing these miraculous results and testimonials. And they took samples, they took it back to the lab, and what they found was that it had these three amazing features: antioxidation, alkalization, and a rapid speed of absorption. So the company that we're here to talk about tonight is called Enagic. They're a 41-year-old, they're turning 42 this summer, privately held company. They're an original equipment manufacturer. They produce all of their own parts, and they hand assemble these machines in the factory in a medical facility in Japan, which is just amazing. So it's like the Rolls-Royce quality, highest quality type of water system, medical system that you can get. The annual revenues are over 200 million and climbing rapidly. We are having our new biggest sales month after month after month after 41 years, which you can imagine is challenging to do that. Number one industry leader. We have offices all over the world, and they're a member of the DSA. They have numerous awards and certifications, the only company that has the WQA Gold Seal, and they're the only machine that has a certified medical device certificate in Japan. And it's the exact same device that we have in North America, even though it doesn't officially have a medical device stamp here because of the government, FDA, so on and so forth. It's just not the way things operate here. But regardless, it produces the same results as Japan. So, read between the lines and you'll understand how amazing this is. It's been often imitated by companies trying to sell you things that they add these bells and whistles on, and they're like, oh yeah, ours is a low rider. Ours comes with these rims, they're spinners, right? Ours comes with a disco ball, and it's just like, what do you mean, man? What are you talking about? None of that stuff matters. What matters is the water works, and we don't need it to have like hydraulics on the machine, right? I'm just kidding around, but the point is they add some ridiculous things, and people get sold on this stuff, right? In North America, we always want the fanciest bells and whistles type of stuff, and most of the time we don't even know what it does or why we need it, right? So Shane talked about the GPM trifecta, the three products, the K8. This is just a little bit of technical information, but the one thing I want you to know and pay attention to on this slide is that it lasts over 20 years. We actually don't know how long they truly last because there's machines that are over 25 years old still producing the same quality of water as 25 years ago. So because we don't actually know when that one's going to stop working, we're just going to go ahead and say 20 to 25 years. And when you factor in the investment, the cost, and how much money you can actually save over time, over the next 20 years or 20 plus years, it's a no-brainer. I mean, it's just saves you money and gives you the best quality water. One of the machines, or one of the waters the machine produces, is called hypochlorous acid, 2.5 pH. Shane didn't touch on it too much in his video, but this is the reason why this technology has been used in hospitals, because it can sterilize hospital equipment, like after surgeries and stuff, and kill 99.9% of germs and bacteria and contaminants within 30 seconds of getting in touch with this water. And at the same time, there's no side effects. So like if you have pets, you have children, and you're cleaning your home, you can leave this residue of cleaning supplies. And if your kid puts his hand through it and then puts his hand in his mouth, who knows, there could be a reaction there, and you can, potentially get really sick. And sometimes it causes even death if it's too much. But this water has no side effects, which is the coolest thing in the world. So it gets the job done, but it doesn't have the negative side effects. And check out the list. I mean, it can do all of this, and you have an unlimited supply coming from your machine for the next 20, 25, 2,500 years, right? Anespa, mineral ion spa shower system, removes harmful chemical contaminants. This is one of my favorite things. I had super sensitive skin, or I used to before I got this, And I didn't know what it was. Like, I would keep changing my soaps. I would get all these natural soaps and shampoos and things. And I'd get out of the shower, and for about 10, 15 minutes, I'd be super itchy. Like, I'd feel like there's bugs crawling on my body. I'm scratching myself, and it was really bad. And what I realized was actually the water I was showering in was what was irritating my skin. And now it's like I'm in a spa every time I take a bath or a shower. And just my hair's nice, my skin's nice, my fiance is blown away by it as well. It's awesome. This is the turmeric that Frank, you were asking about. So Shane touched on what makes it different, but the gist of it is that it's just the very best product. Enagic produces it with the Kangen water. They have a combination of fall and spring turmeric, which have different health benefits. It's vegan friendly, it's 100% organic, and it's individually encapsulated so it doesn't oxidize when you crack the bottle open like most supplements. So just finishing the whole conversation about the products, you can save $50 to $200 per month by learning how to properly use the Kangen water machine. It has over 100 applications on how to use it to replace your household items, things that you're buying in the store. And it's a one-time purchase. It's a one-time investment. And now let's get into the amazing benefits of the business. So let's talk about this business, okay? And I want you to put your business hat on. I know a lot of you guys are here to learn how you can make some more money, because money rules our lives when we don't have enough of it, right? It's the topic of every discussion. It's the topic of every argument and fight. It's the #1 reason why people get divorced. And it just sucks that it's like that for most people. So the problem is that if you want to be an entrepreneur and you want to start your own business, it costs so much money, right? And you've heard the whole story before about the franchise industry, how it's a proven business model, but you need a lot of capital to get involved. Now, what's amazing about Enagic and what separates it from any other business in the home-based business arena, in the network marketing space, in the MLM space, and all of those types of businesses, what separates it and makes it one of a kind are the list that you see here. There's a way for you to earn guaranteed money for life at the rank of 6A2-3. That's approximately 1,000 people in your organization. That's all, just 1,000. And I know some of you are like, 1,000? I only got like 2 friends. How am I going to do it? But trust me, you know more people, and we're going to give you the tools, the training, and the systems to be able to market your business without having to just talk to friends and family and people that you know, okay? So that's going to come. But the 1,000-person lifetime income does not require you to produce a certain amount of sales every month. Once you hit it, you get $5,000 a month for life, which is the equivalent of investing $1 million in the bank at 6% annual interest. It's a big deal, okay? And it's legacy money. You can pass that on to your kids. You can put it in your will, and they can continue earning that as well. It's unheard of. It's never been done in this industry before. Now, another really important part of a business is build. If you've ever been a part of the important thing is the newest things you're getting paid, getting a check. Well, we have a way for the newest person, for every single newest person, to get a check for $380 in their first week, which I think is the coolest thing. Zero attrition, permanent ranking. This is another huge one. Any of the sales that you produce are never deleted or taken away from you. Even if those people are inactive, even if those people aren't trying to sell the business is bonus. It's optional. It's not necessary. You buy the machine for your health, for your family, and you get global distribution rights included with that. So let's say you get, like for me, my story, I had a machine for 5 years and I never sold any, okay? And when I came back around to it and I realized that this is what I wanted to actually do from a business standpoint, I just got started. I didn't have to pay any money to begin, nothing. And now, 3 years later, I just celebrated my 3-year anniversary in the business a couple of days ago. I've had thousands of sales happen in my business, and 5 years from now, every one of those sales will always show as part of my organization. Really cool. Once you hit a rank, you can never fall off. You'll always earn money at that rank. Another really cool thing as well. No auto ship or additional cost to participate in the comp plan. You can use other people's money to start your business. It's the only one available in the industry. It pays high ticket commissions in multiple levels of depth. So you get ridiculous overrides from your organization. It's a global offer where we have 25 offices that take care of over 100 countries globally. So, you know, with the internet and the power of technology and social media, you want to definitely have access to the whole planet when you build a business. It's 41 years old. They've never taken money from the comp plan, which is once again very rare. They've only ever added to the comp plan. They've only ever made it better. There's approximately 1.5 million machines sold so far. And that means that even in Canada and the US, less than 1% of the population owns this, but it has the stability of a company over 40 years old. So you get the best of both worlds. Company's doing 30 million plus per month in revenue, and the average 682-3 is earning approximately $500,000 a year. So I mean, like, who's excited right now? You know, like, who's excited about that? I can't see the chat. Shane, you manage the chat, and I want everyone to type in the chat right now. Who's fired up? Who's excited to learn about this? Because, you know, you really found it. Like, this is the golden opportunity that you've been looking for, and all the lights are green. Everything makes sense here. It's not some voodoo magic powder company. It's water, and it happens to be the best water that you can get, and everybody needs it in every single country. So we've really found something special here. So let's talk about the commission structure. Every time that you sell a K8 or someone in your team buys one or sells one, the company pays out 8 points, and each point is divided into $340. So there's a total of 8 times 340 paid out every time that there's a sale, and it's patented. So it's a one of a kind. Other companies, they see it, they start drooling. They're like, oh my God, I wish we would have thought of that. It's so amazing. But sorry, it's patented, bro. You know, keep walking. I'm just kidding around. But it's funny because it's true. Like, no one can touch it. Everyone's jealous of it. And the truth is, most people in the industry, they still don't fully understand it. They don't get it. And we're going to break it down for you and crack that code for you tonight. So you buy the machine, you pay for it in full, or there's another way to get it as well on a payment plan that makes it a little bit more affordable for people. And we're going to cover that in a bit. But you get the machine, you have global distribution rights for life, okay? You're the blue circle. You sell your first machine to anyone that buys one from you, friend, family, online, whatever it is. And we teach you all these different ways you can promote this opportunity. You get a check for $340. You sell another one, your second one. It's another check for $340. And you see the number above the money is 1A. That stands for 1 point agent. You sell your third one, you actually get a promotion. The company will now pay you twice as much as the first two. So you get 2 points. You're a 2 point agent. You get $680. Now, when those 3 people, the first 3 that you sold to, and their sales combine, as long as you've sold a combination of 10 between you and your team, you're now eligible to move to the next rank, which is called 3A. As you can see, the bracket 11 to 20. So now you get 3 points out of the 8. 3 times 340 is 1,020. When you have a total of 20 sales in your business, you can get 4A. You can qualify and hit 4A on your next direct sale. You get 1,360. And then when you have a total of 50 in your team, you can become a 5A with your next sale, and you get 1,700. And then when you have a total of over 101, then you can hit 6A, which is the first major leadership position, and you make 2,040. Now, the gray dots that you see there are just showing you the duplication. So every gray dot represents a machine that was sold, not direct. You didn't do it. Your team did that, okay? And the reason why this is significant is because as long as there's 8 points left over, like within the 8 points, you're going to earn the same amount of money as you did on the initial sale on the indirect sale. So look at the first example, 1A. That means that you'll make 340 all the way down that entire chain, right? So that's wild. It's like I got checks like yesterday, and I got like 15 checks from all over the place. And they're in increments that you see here, ranging from 340 all the way up to 2040. And it's just mind-boggling that everyone just does a little bit, and you get 1% of 100 people's efforts as opposed to 100% of your own efforts, which is what most people's jobs are, right? if you don't go to work, someone else doesn't go to work for you, and then you still get your paycheck. It's like you didn't go to work and you probably get fired if you do that, one too many days. So let's talk about the long-term potential. So once you have a total of 100 units, I want to stress this to you. It's not 100 people, it's 100 units, and every product that Enagic sells counts as 1 unit. So really, if people are buying more than 1 unit, you can get there really quickly. And we're going to get to that in a moment. We're going to show you our fast track strategy that actually has us #1 in the world in production. In February, we just finished #1 a couple of days ago. So we know what we're doing, we know what we're talking about, and we know the best way to do this business. So once you hit 6A, every direct sale that you make is another 6A lane for you horizontally, indefinitely, until infinity. You can sell a bazillion machines direct to you, and they're all going to be like little franchises in your organization that will produce these ridiculously huge residual income checks, these override checks for you as you continue to build. And once you hit 6A, all the sales that were happening below the 8 points, because like I told you before, there's 8 points, but once you hit 6A, you start to receive this little bonus, right? It's not a big deal, but it adds up to a lot. Last month, I think there was like 600 sales, approximately between 500 and 600 sales in our team, in our organization, and we were getting checks in that range per sale. So you do the math on that. It's a nice chunk of change. It does add up really quickly, and we can show you how to have that happening for you really soon as well when you've been building this for 2-3 years like I have, right? So let's talk about the lifetime income. Now, this is no guarantee that you're going to get here. Okay, this is not an income claim. This is not a promise or any of those things, but it is opportunity, and there is potential here for you to accomplish this. If you do the work, if you're consistent and you do it long enough, you will accomplish this as well. Now, what makes this so amazing is that the sales that you produce in your team, you only have to do it once. So when you hit 6A, it's 100 units one time. That's awesome. When you have 2 people in your team who have hit 6A, you become a 6A2, as you see over on the left-hand side. You get a one-time $6,000 bonus. When you have 2 people in your business who have hit 6A2, you become a 6A2-2. So that's approximately now like 400 people or 400 sales at 6A2-2, right? In the right places. Then the reason why you see the orange is because that's where you're able to earn that lifetime income. That's the first level of lifetime income, which is about 1,000 sales, 1,000 people approximately. Now you get a one-time bonus of $25,000, and you get $5,000 a month for life. When you have 2 people in your business who've accomplished that, you hit 6A2-4, you get 50 grand once and $10,000 a month for life. When you have 2 people do that, you hit the next rank, $100,000 a month, or sorry, $100,000 once and 15 grand a month for life. And now this is where I kind of lose some people sometimes. They're like, whoa, what do you mean? Like, that's insane, right? And it is. It definitely is absolutely life-changing income as a potential, right? But the thing that I want you to think about is, do you have a better plan than this? Do you have a better opportunity than this to earn this type of income for life without production or sales requirements, okay? And are you able to achieve it better or faster or sooner in another business, another career, another opportunity? Because if not, then why not join us? Why not lock arms with us and build this part-time, changing people's lives with this incredible technology, these amazing products, and do it, super part-time. You don't have to quit your job or any of that stuff. Do it part-time until eventually your part-time income surpasses your full-time income, and then you have more options and choices, and you do whatever is best for you, right? We're just trying to show people how we can share true health with people and at the same time accomplish this incredible income. And it goes all the way up to 6A2-8, which is very intimidating for a lot of people, and it's $1 million a month. I mean, I keep saying my goals out loud by accident because it's all I think about. So I said 100 grand a month, $1 million a month. So I apologize for that, but it's 80 grand a month for life. See, I can't even say it. It's weird. Anyways, So guys, that's super amazing, right? Like this is unheard of. It's never been seen in the company. And sometimes people say like, well, how is it possible? How is it possible that they can pay this type of money without having sales production be a part of it? And the answer is that the company has been around for so long, and the CEO's vision is so huge from day one. He's been investing the profits coming in from Enagic for like 40 years in a trust fund that has been growing with compound interest into this ridiculous amount of money that's never going to run out. It's just growing and growing and growing. And out of that money, which is completely separate from the comp plan, completely separate from the production inside of Enagic, is able to afford to pay that out to the highest level of leadership that is resulting in the success of the company. I just think it's the coolest thing. So how will you get started? We're right at the end, guys. We're going to wrap this up in the next few minutes and open it up for questions. So at this point, you either want to get involved, you want to get a machine for your family, or you don't. That's your decision. But we're going to show you 2 ways that you can start the business or buy the machine. The first way is option A, make money slow. You get the K8. If you live in the US, you're actually able to finance this if you qualify for financing as low as $55 a month, 0 down, and your business will grow by ones. If you sell 1 machine, it counts as 1 unit, and you need 100 units to build it to 6A, like we just talked about. But if you see the value in the trifecta, like Shane talked about, I created this out of necessity actually because of Shane. Shane got started in my business about a month after I started, and he put a guy in his team named Jordan Rouse. Jordan was in his 1A. He ended up blowing up the business in his first 6 months, put a bunch of sales through. And Shane called me one day and he's like, you know what, man, I'm a little bit pissed off that Jordan's not my 2A, because I would have earned double the commissions times all of the sales in his team. And I said, yeah, I get it, man. I understand, but it is what it is. Like everyone has the same opportunity, the same compensation plan. It's just how it works. And he's like, yeah, whatever, man. I just wish I would have got double. And I was like, okay, I hear you, bro. Like, have a good day. And then so he leaves, and then I had another conversation a few months later, like 6 months later, happened again with my other good friend and business partner, Jamie Brock. And he put a guy in his team who was Dave Addison, and he was in his 1A, and Dave Addison also got off to an amazing start. And Jamie calls me, he's like, man, kind of sucks that he wasn't in my 2A. I would have earned double. So that's when I realized that people were purchasing the trifecta, all 3 products anyways, over time, because they were impressed with each product separately. And what we did is we consolidated the investment to get all 3 at once. And you actually start by putting the shower unit first, selling yourself the K8 and selling yourself the Ukon turmeric in your 1A positions. You get a check for $380 back from the company immediately, even though you did 0 down, as low as $95 a month in the US. It's about $200, $225 a month in Canada. And now you're selling 3 products at a time, and you're earning $680 if you sell the K8, the option A. But if you sell the trifecta as your very first person, you're going to earn $1,110. And what's really amazing about this is that the strategy that we teach people is called other people's money, OPM. And it's a strategy that wealthy people have used since the beginning, since money was invented. And, we have limiting beliefs when we come from the lower middle class or the uneducated people about money. We have been taught that it takes money to make money. And that's true, but it doesn't have to be your own money, right? It takes other people's money to make money if you know how. So we show you how to get involved with $0 out of your pocket if you qualify for the financing, and a lot of people do. Then you have 90 days before your first commitment comes out of your bank account, your first like $200 a month payment. And if you're in the US, it's about half. But if you just make 1 sale, which we show you and teach you and mentor you how to do that in your first 90 days, you get $1,110, which now puts money in your bank account for 5 more monthly payments. And the idea is for us to pay off the loan with other people's commission checks, other people's money, right? It's genius. It works. We do it for so many people, and there's no reason why we can't do it for you as well. So like I said, majority of people, they do start with the trifecta. It does make the most sense for your health, your family, and the business. So people are typically buying, you know, multiple products, the Nespa shower, the machine. Everyone's happy. Everyone loves it. No one that I know in my entire business has ever been upset, has never returned the machine, has never said this water doesn't work. You know, whatever. It's just the most incredible business when you know that every customer is always happy and satisfied. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen here, and let's see if you guys have any questions, and we can kind of go from there. What's going on in the chat here? So who else? I don't know, Shane, you want to jump over here? Do you have anything else to add after the presentation before we wrap things up, and any questions that might be coming in?
Yeah, I'm just reading through the chats here, and we've got a whole lot of wows. I'm all in. Thanks, Martina. That's awesome. Frank's been you know, hitting up these chat pretty good here. Doesn't look like anybody was really throwing in a whole lot of questions, but I'll just say this, guys. If not now, then when? You know, everybody's wanting to sit around and wait for everything to be so peachy perfect right in your life. You know, at the end of the day, this is a product that people need. You need this product, and one of the craziest things you'll discover about yourself is how much time you spend around the machine every day. It's just ridiculous, right, Balazs? Like, you're just like, geez, I think I spent like half an hour around my Kangen machine today. I'm just always drinking water. It's bananas. And then when you have people over and everybody's drinking the water, everybody gets so much more energy. And when you have, like, I like having company over. It's one of the coolest things because people are like, hey, what's that? And I'm like, well, it's some Kangen water. Come and have some. And then, you know, the energy goes up. The vibe is awesome. You know, we don't need to have drinking parties nowadays. We have Kangen parties. It's awesome. Your energy goes.
No hangovers, right, bro? There's no hangovers if you do like to have a little.
Yeah, there's no hangovers.
We've tested it a couple times, and we can assure you that there's no hangovers when you have a good night.
That's for sure.
So yeah, guys, you know, we wanted to educate you on health. We wanted to educate you on this opportunity. The word is starting to get out, right? The cat is out of the hat, and people starting to find out about this from other companies, other leaders, and they're realizing that what we offer here is world class. And it is really about timing. I see this as a household technology that will be in every home. Developers and builders are going to start incorporating this machine right when they build apartments and condos and townhouses and buildings. And when you buy it, you're going to be like, what the heck is this thing? And it's going to be in your house already. And then you're going to learn about it. Then you're going to fall in love with it. And then the word's going to continue to spread. It's showing up in more magazines and publications, celebrities, you know, that have unlimited resources. They have like nutritionists and personal trainers, and the very highest level of people who can research the very best of the best in everything. They're the ones that are like, by far, you know, you got to get the Kangen water system. It's the best. And Enagic doesn't pay money for any type of endorsements. It's funny because they we have to like get like paparazzi photos of some celebrities like walking with their Enagic bottles, and it's like slightly tilted like this, and someone will get like a photo and we're like, oh yeah, he's got Kangen water, because they won't actively endorse it. We have to basically like catch them with it, which is funny. But anyway, the point is that this can continue to explode all over the world, and we would love to have you guys be a part of this with us. Get back to the person who invited you tonight if you have further questions or you want more information, and you know, partner up with us, because we are the #1 team in the world in this company for production. We have the best leadership, the best resources, the best community, and we have partnered with the best company in the industry by far. When you look at all the different pieces of the puzzle, it's all right here. So thank you so much for tuning in with us tonight. We will be doing another presentation next Thursday at the same time, 7 Pacific. So if you have anybody off the top of your head that you feel would benefit from watching this presentation next time, please invite them back. Shane and I will be here again, sharing lots of value with you and doing our best to educate you on how to change your life. And we're just really excited for you, right? This is the first day of the rest of your life, and we appreciate you so much. Shane, anything you want to add before I close this off?
No, that's all, guys. Thanks a lot, and really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this. We're really excited to share this with you, and just get started, guys. Seriously, it's the best thing you can do for your health. You'll never regret it.
Awesome. Have a good night. We'll see you next time. Take care.